good morning. How are you doing? I hope you're having a great morning, just like I'm doing. In my last video, I promised I was going to talk about my academic journey, how I, went through this journey for a very, very many years. So here I am to fulfill the promise. And before I start, this is just to encourage somebody that it's not too late. It's never too late to become what everything God has called you to be. It's never too late to start your journey. As much as you desire it and it's a good thing and it's in God's plan for you, it's never too late. So I graduated secondary school in the year 2000. We were the millennials. So I graduated that at the age of, I think I was 15-year-old plus at the time. And then I got admission into Olabisi Onabanjo University, what you would generally call OSU in Ogun State, to do a diploma in mass communication. And I think this was around the year 2002. Yeah, 2002. And the course, which is originally supposed to take 2 years. Yes, I think it was 2 years at the time. It took 3 years because of strikes and ASU strike and a whole lot of that. But after I was, my mom, because she's a single mom, she brought us up. She was able to pay the first school fee at the time. That's the first year school fee, which was even a lot of struggle. I didn't want to get into and it was just how much at the time. It was just 25,000 naira at the time. It was a whole lot of struggle to pay it, but thankfully she was able to pay that money at the time. And then after that first year, she could not pay the school fee anymore. I had no choice. After 3 years, I just kept on going to class. I would write the exams, I would go to class. But that at the end of that, there's no results, even with matriculation number, no results, nothing, because you weren't paying school fee, because I wasn't paying school fee at the time. So when I was going to class, I would write exams. And after 3 years, I just, and it was just a very sad experience for me. But then I didn't give up, because I really, really wanted to study mass communication. It had been a dream as a child to become a journalist, and I just kept on going. Then at a point, it was that same year as that set was graduating that Taisholari University of Education was established. And somebody just said, why don't you just apply for this, like write the post JAMB. I wrote JAMB. Yes, I remember writing JAMB. I wrote JAMB again, and then write the post UME, and just do it. See if this time it will work around. So I wrote JAMB, passed the JAMB, wrote post UME, post UME, UTME they call it now. Wrote that, and then I passed it. In fact, what they call VC's list, my name was the first batch. And then I got the admission to study English at the time. I don't know if they have mass communication now, but at the time there was no mass communication. So I opted for English language, and I started, studying English language. And again, I could not pay the school fee. But the thing with school is that you just keep going. You just keep going. Maybe at the end of the year, or you can now pay all your outstanding. I was writing exams and all of that without my matriculation number. I was writing exams, I was doing all of that. Then in second semester 300 level, the course class governor, it was my friend at the time. But because he's coordinating a lot of names and numbers, he didn't know my surname. He just knew me as, this is Funke. And then we just talk in class and all of that. So on this day, he just came into the class and he said, I was writing exams, mind you, doing all my assignments and everything. A few of the lecturers knew me back then in school. So, and he just came into the class and he said, who is Funke Adegboyega? That was, that's my maiden name. Who is Funke Adegboyega? And he said, this person, you have to go to the student affairs and all of that. So then I went to him and I said, oh, I'm Funke Adegboyega. He said, you are Adegboyega? I said, yes. He said, what? You don't have a record with the school. What's going on with you, Funke? What's the issue? And all of that. And I'm like, oh my God, this is not going to happen again. This is not going to happen again. All this while I was squatting in school. I was living with friends. I would go home, whatever my mom had at the time, she would give to me. I would ask friends for food, it was a very, very, very rough patch. And so I went to the student affairs, said, you don't have any record in this school. Some of my lecturers were gracious enough to mark my script without the, matric number. They would just mark it and then they would post my scores alongside other people's scores. So some of my scores I was able to see because they were using my name, and so I went and my class governor was like, what's going on? And I rated to him that I've not been paying school fee, I'm just attending classes, and everything. And then he said you have to go and sort this out and all of that. So I went to the student affairs. This is getting me Terry. Wow. It was such a tough moment at the time. It was such a tough moment. So yes, I went to the student affairs and because I had a friend who was an indigent but not a student at the time. This friend knew somebody that worked in the student affairs. I think his name is Mr. Deiga or something. Yes, Mr. Deiga, but I can't remember his first name. Mr. Deiga was the name of the person that works in the student affairs. This man did everything in his power to help me see if there's something that can be done about this issue. I resumed in his office very early in the morning, like every day, Monday to Friday, and I don't leave his office until evening when he's closing. I think around 5 or 6 p.m. While he's doing his own job, carrying out his task, he's also trying to help me, see what can be done. But at the end of the day, nothing. There was nothing that could be done. Everybody just kept saying, just tell her to go and start again. Just tell her to go and start again. Start from 100 level. I wasn't ashamed of starting all over again because I wanted my BSc. I wanted it. It was a dream. So I wasn't ashamed. I was prepared to start all over again. But then again, money. And then it was because Tertiary College of University of Education was once Tertiary College of Education. So now they did not totally wipe out that College of Education. They just, added that it's a fact that they just added that it now became a University of Education that had a College of Education. So at the time, they were selling forms for NCE. Now you would ask, where is your mom? She was doing everything in her power. Nothing was happening. The woman could only feed. Not even clothes. The woman could only feed at the time. There was nothing she could do. Was she working with? Did she have business? Yes, she had business. And then she had 4 children that wanted to go to school. So it was a whole lot. There were in-betweens. But let's just focus on the academic journey. If God permits, I would share all the in-betweens. So all of that went on, and they said, that they can sell, that they are selling NCE form. That if I don't mind, this Mr. Dega said so. If I don't mind, and that's just for 3 years, and the school fee was 40,000 naira, and all of that. I said I'm going to do it. So I went ahead and I did it in 2007. Now imagine, I got admission into the university 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006. I was going up and down. Nothing, no certificate. 2007, I got admission to study English SOS, that's English Social Studies. There was no mass communication. So English Social Studies. And then God is faithful. God is faithful. And God miraculously paid the school fee. It was 2007. It was this 2007 that I met my husband. He was a student of Taisholari University of Education. So I met him, and then we became friends, and all of this story, all of that went on, and then we started dating, and then all of this story, came on and all of that. And he just looked at me and said, "Don't worry, you will go to school." It's not as if this man was working. He wasn't working. He wasn't working. She said, "Don't worry, you will go to school. Find a way around it." And so, in that space, I was able to get small money to start a business. At that time, Awakening don't start. To start a business, I would go with 2,000 naira. I would go to Lagos. There was a place around Bagada that GND at their office, one very big place. In that office, there is a very small shop, that had a factory in that same very big place. They were making perfumes. I would, with 2,000 naira, I would buy perfumes, take it to school, and then I would sell. So I was, God was so good. God was, so good. And I now got a place of my own. That was exactly where I met my husband, because he was also living in that same place. So I got a place of my own. I started doing this business on the side, this perfume business. This business thing where I did do, Yaloja matter where I did do like this. It did not start from today. It started from way back. So, and that happened. And somehow, something happened. Some people came to, I don't know how they reached out. I just know that these people said, that they are coming to Ijebu-Ode to have a party. And then, because I didn't know Jesus, like I knew Jesus as they gave me in their house, like the Jesus I knew, they're growing up, the activities in church and everything. But because of everything that was going on, I stopped going to church for a very long time. For many years, I stopped going to church because everything. Because I'm like, God, how can you be so wicked? Watching my life go like this, watching my parents separate, and we used to be a very loving family, so good, and all of that, and then all of this now happened. How can you be so like this, God? You cannot be a good God. There was nothing I did not see, so I stopped going to church, I stopped serving God, and I went into the world, and I went wild. Yes, I went wild, like wild, partying, doing all sorts and everything. In the middle of all of this thing, I was passing my exams like I was passing my exams. And if God has a plan for your life, there's nothing you can do. You go come back. I'm telling you. So those are all the in-betweens. We'll talk about that later. So, and in all of this space, God was just so faithful. So these people, they say they are coming for party and that they will need girls, to be at the party and everything. Me, I'm outside on the street. I say, girls, don't worry, we arrange girls. We arranged girls and we went to this party. My husband was there with me as my boyfriend at the time. And we went to this party only for us to get to the party. Girls now going for party, we dressed all sorts in cray manner. So we go to this party only for these people to start preaching the gospel. What they did was they used what students were doing, like, come, it's a party. We even give you 5,000 naira, thank you for coming. Whether you see boyfriend or see boyfriend for that you even attended, you're going to get 5,000 naira. We all went. They gave us this 5,000 naira envelope. They gave it to us, and then they gave us food. Oh my God, continental dishes and everything. And then somebody just came up stage and started preaching Christ. Mind you, it was an all-night party. Midnight, and they just started preaching Christ. Started preaching Christ. And then after the whole thing, they said, they now, I don't know, somehow me and my husband, we found ourselves in the group of their committee that will help them, those who are struggling to pay school fee. Meanwhile, I was struggling to pay school fee. Those who are struggling to pay school fee, that they will pay their school fee. It was 40,000 naira at the time, that they will pay their school fee. Somehow, myself and my husband and a few of our friends found ourselves in their committee of people that they would be liaising with in school, because they came from Lagos. They call that ministry Friends of God Ministry. I think they are still active. And what they do is they go about using this same tactic to get girls into the kingdom of God and pay, for whatever it is that made them go outside into the world. And so that's how it started. My name was, of course, on the list. They paid the school fee. And I think they paid the first and the second one. And because it's also a 3-year course, NCE. And just like that, I was able to scale through NCE. And that same year that I finished, I got a job with an international organization to teach abacus. Me and Mas, we are not friends if you know me very well. But these people came into Lagos. Somehow I don't even know. Okay, it was my brother-in-law that said, "Are you interested in this?" I said, "I don't have I don't know, Mas, so this thing. He said, "No, don't worry. Just go for the interview." I went for the interview and they said they are going to take me. And because I had that background in NCE, and it's an international, these people came from India and they were paying good money. Immediately, I finished. And then that's how I started. And I started teaching. From teaching children abacus, not in a normal school setting. We're going on Fridays and on Saturdays. Parents will come and say, "Oh, I love the way you teach my child. Can you be my child's personal lesson teacher?" and all of that. And I started, and that's how God started with me. God started with me, and I kept on going, and I kept on teaching. And that's how my teaching journey started. My experience in teaching spans over 15 years, teaching abacus, teaching children in their homes, and then moving into secondary school to teach. I taught English language for over 10 years or so, over 15 years of teaching experience. So while all of this was going on in 2012, because I was not in Christ, and I was still moving mad. Yeah, I was still moving mad, moving cray. I got pregnant with my first child. Same with my boyfriend. And we got married in the court, and then we started our family. Remember, I have an ambition to study mass communication and have my BSc. And then I went back to school in 2015/2016. Am I correct? Yes. I think 2015/2016. I started in what's it called now? National Open University now. I started my journey there, and after year 1, I became pregnant again with my first child, with my second baby. Remember, the first one was in 2012, and this one was in 2016 thereabout. With my second baby, and when I became really heavy, I had to stop school, and I stalled, and that stalled for another 1 year. In fact, I had forgotten that I started school. One day, I just remember, go back to school and see if you deferred this education or not, or maybe you can pick up from where you stopped. And then I went back to school, and they made inquiries. God bless Madam Beatrice of Open University. God bless that woman. God bless that woman. God bless that woman. She looked at my file and she said, "You can go back. You don't even have to do anything. Just go and pay the school fee for 200 level." My dear sisters and brothers, that's how I was able to complete my BSc. And all of that, before I even going back, I had a conversation with my husband, and my husband just looked at me. And because I was going to say it was because I got pregnant, it was because he got me pregnant, now my life has stalled, my life has kiniko. And this man looked at me and said, "Look at me very well. You will go to school. You will go to school. And anyway, if na PhD you want to, you will go to school. And I will pay for it." And so, in 2018, I think 2018 and 2019, I now met with the Lord. And And then God started to orchestrate my life. He started to orchestrate my life, started putting it in line, orchestrating it, started walking a journey with me. And it was a personal relationship. Big shout out to my pastors, PI, PO, Pastor Shola, Pastor Maureen, Pastor Emmanuel, and now Pastor Funke. Big shout out, you guys. God bless you. So God started to walk on a journey with me. And I went back to school, did my BSc, finished my BSc. I could not believe my eyes. I could not believe myself that I could actually have a BSc in mass communication. And then the Lord said to me in October 2024, I had written it that I would do my master's, of course. And then the Lord said to me in 2024, I'm going on a journey with you. You're going to do your master's. And at this October 2024, I was going through one of the craziest period in my life, in my marriage especially. It was a crazy period. And the Lord said, we're going on a journey, and I'm going on this journey with you. You're going to do your master's. And I'm like, God, where the money? I don't get money to start this thing. And just like that, I was having a conversation with a friend, and she said, there is an application is ongoing in Ahmadu Bello University for masters, and it's not expensive. It's cheap. It's something you can pay in installments and everything. An application was just 10,000 naira. I said, and you don't have to go to the school at all. They have a liaison office here in Lagos that you can do all your documentation. I said, hey my God. I said, what? What? You say what? You say what? That's how I applied. I didn't have the school fee at the time. I didn't have that money. I think it was around 60,000 plus or so. I didn't have it at the time, but I applied. I said, God, you have said we're going to reach it. Yeah, now let's go. Look at me today. School fee paid. Master's done and dusted in international affairs and diplomacy. Sponsored by God and my husband and myself. Was it tough? Was that master's tough? 100%. Very tough. I cried. I cried. Reading and crying. Reading and praising. Crying and praising God while you are reading, because I could not understand a thing. That's story for another day. I did all of that, and God was so faithful. Why am I telling you these stories? I don't know what you're going through. I don't know if you don't have parents to sponsor your education. I don't know if your parents are separated, they are not together, and your mother or only your father is carrying this burden. I don't know if you alone, you're the only one carrying this burden. I don't know what it is that you're going through. But look at me. I'm a testimony that God is in it with you. And it will take you from the beginning to the end if you solely and 100% trust in Him. There is nothing that you want to achieve in life according to God's plan for you that you will not achieve. Forget about the money. Forget about everything in between. Put your focus on God. Walk with Him. There is nothing you cannot achieve. There is nothing you cannot do. Is it hard? Yes. Is it hard to eat? Yes. Hey, I borrow clothes. I borrow jewelry. Because the woman could only give us food. But today, the story has changed. God is faithful. God is good. I can tell you for a fact in this life that if you have God, you have everything. There is nothing you ask for that He won't give you. You see all the in-betweens I said? I will tell you. Because some of us feel like if you have gone so far, that you've gone so far, God cannot redeem you. Your atrocities, your sin. And I don't want to hear the sin. You don't want to hear the thing where I used this my life to do. At the time I was angry with God. But look at me today. This God that forgives. This God that is full of mercy. You are not far too gone. You are not far too gone. You you are not far to go. For He will leave the 99 and come and pick you wherever you are. Whatever it is that you've done, that it's been for you. If you like kill person, He will leave the 99 and He will come and keep you. Not because He's not mindful of the 99, but because He knows that they are covered already. And He will come and look for you if you're ready to look for Him. We will talk about the in-between, but let's first of all digest this. Thank you and God bless you for listening. And I hope that this encourages you to trust in the Lord with all of your heart and lean not on your own understanding, and in all your ways that you are acknowledging that He is God and Lord over your life. Take care and have an amazing day. I have to run now. Bye.